Hello, hello, hello. Penny Pudge, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator here. Hi, Tam. Welcome. So I put a post over on Patty Lang's Sacred Mementos Facebook page just to let them know I was going to talk about Stays On because they were talking about it with Lorna's stamps, her new stamps that have come out. So I will work with Stays On first in case anybody does show up. But I need to re-ink my pad. So I'm walking away so you can see the mess behind me there. And I just have to find my re-inker. It should be right here. Glasses. Hope you're doing good, Tam. Memento. I don't have it in there, so let me look over here. It dries up fairly fast. Sometimes I have it over here. And there's some more Stays On, but not my re-inker. Okay, so back to where I was. I know I have a couple refills. I guess you can still hear me. Can you hear me, Tammy? So it should be right here. Not there. I usually keep it with the ink itself. But for some reason, I don't have it with it. So I must have used it and then put it back where it belonged. Go figure. Go figure on that one. Okay, I have 4 little boxes up on top of my stamp stand that has my ink refills in it. And it's usually in this one. I have Memento, which is another black ink, but okay, last box. Okay, well, we will do with what we have. I don't see it there. And I don't see it there. Okay. If I need it, then, oh, you know what? It might be over here. Okay. No, that's okay. We'll try it here. Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. Okay, so let's see. This is where it should be. It's not in there though. I'm going to move this stuff. So Tammy, have you been getting some rest? There. Okay. So these are the stamps we're going to play with here in a little bit. Watching Patty do Lorna's the other night was like, oh, I want a stamp. So let me just get out one of these stamps. I like this one. Okay, and a stamp pad or acrylic block. Okay, so I just put it on here. This is sticky. It's a red rubber one. So I'm going to show the difference. So if any of you come in and watch this later, hopefully I can explain this to you. Okay, let me go to StreamYard. I want to get rid of the little heart. And then, not StreamYard, I'm sorry, YouTube. And then I'll go back again. There. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. And I don't want that. I just want live chat. Oh my goodness. The nights are not good, up every hour. Oh, Tammy, is it because of your arm? Okay, so let me go ahead and explain to you. There are, at least Stampin' Up, they have the red rubber, and then they have what they call photopolymer, which it looks like Lorna's stamps. They're at least made out of the clear. There's all different grades. I have not checked with Lorna. I have not checked with Creative Expressions. I just want to tell you what Stampin' Up, well, at least the lady ahead of me, higher up than me, recommended, and it's what I've read too. Some places you'll hear never to use your StazOn cleaner. You can use StazOn ink, but just don't use StazOn cleaner because it will ruin your clear stamps. Well, this is what you need to do, because I've used it on there. And now this is StazOn, but this is an old bottle. Stampin' Up has StazOn also, okay? Anyhow, so if you use the StazOn ink, which I always keep my little plastic thing on there so it doesn't dry up quite so fast. So let me just show you. So here's, yeah, I don't know. I might really have to go. I have another pad. Hang on. Let me see if this works. Okay. So here I stamped that. My arm in hot flashes. I fell again. Oh, Tam. Ta-da! So nice clear image, right? So here is my, okay, I'm going to put this back on. Here is my red rubber stamp. Now, unlike some people, I do use wipes for my stamps. I just do. But I use Kirkland brand from Costco. I cannot use Walmart brand. I don't use some of those other baby brands. Okay, see, it is coming off, right? Because they do leave the fuzz. These do not leave the fuzz because that's usually what interferes and gets, you know, like little fuzzy lint in there. Now, this took it off. Do you see that? So now, just to extra clean it, you just take your StazOn cleaner and go over it like this, right? Let it set a second. And there is some black right there. I can see. Can you see that in the crack? I'm going to wipe it off with this. But what Barb told me, she says, you take that and then as soon as you possibly can, wash it in warm water and soap. So I have Dawn sitting here. I put a tiny drop of Dawn, run my water, And that gets the chemicals off of it. You could also put it in a sink of water, a cup of water. I'm rinsing it, and I'm just going to pat it dry. Okay. You don't have to go through all that work. To be honest with you, if it had just, because it came as clean as it did before I used the Stays On, I would have just left it because it was pretty clean, right? Okay, now I want to put this back on here. And now we want to stamp with a photopolymer. That is what Lorna's stamps are. I don't know if it's photopolymer, but it is a clear stamp. I know the cheap ones, I've had some that get tacky and sticky, that they kind of break down, but I know Stampin' Up stamps, and I suspect Creative Expressions are made out of they're made very well. And so they won't have the tendency to do that anyhow, right? But they suggest that if you're going to use it, Barb said that she has used it without any problems, but she washes hers off after the chemicals off. So now let's use, I want to use a picture though. Hang on, instead of just writing. Okay, here's one. So here is Autumn Leaves, and I'm just going to use one of the, hi J-Mac. Okay, I'm so glad you showed the Stays On process. I haven't used mine because I didn't know how. Oh, yeah. And you don't, like I said, because it had come so clean when I cleaned it just with my baby wipe, I wouldn't have been worried about it. I just wanted to show you how. So now let me put that aside. So I need to clean my acrylic blocks. I'm going to take one of these. So this is a photopolymer. It's clear, like possibly Lorna's are. I mean, I know hers are, but. And here's a leaf I had stamped in a darker color. And as you can see, it's stained. Of course it's stained. It's clear, and I used a colored ink. Okay, we're going to use the Stays On. And I'm going to take that off. Now, I turn it over because this is a large image and do it this way. And I just tap, tap, tap like this. It usually, you can put your ink on better. It disperses it better because you know where it's going. Okay. Then we'll just put it here. And let it set for a few seconds. Oh, yeah, see, that one didn't work. Let me, hang on. Hang on. Let me grab my other Stays On pad. And then probably right after the live, I will find my ring inker. And no, I wasn't prepared. I never am. Okay, let's try that now. Your red rubber is known to give a clear image, but the photopolymer stamps anymore, the clear stamps, are so well made, most of them, that, hi Chiquita, that they give pretty good images. This one is just being stubborn. Okay, let me clean it. Oh, you know why? Oh my gosh, you guys. It's a flat stamp. It's not supposed to leave a. Let's do this again. Do this again, Penny. Let me get this one. So this one, it's just supposed to leave the outlines. Here, we'll use this. Because it's supposed to leave the outline, and then you stamp with one of those over the top of it. Okay, but we are going to go ahead and clean this just because. So I did it on this side. Let's use my wipe that I get from Costco. And it's going to take it off. Remember, it was already red from, or pink from whatever I had used in the past. So it's going to take it off. Now, if it didn't, you just use your Stays On cleaner, which, like I said, you can use it, right? Let it set for a few seconds, and then we'll get the rest of that off. Now, I could get a cloth, or I can just use my wipe. And yes, it's 2 different chemicals, but not enough it's going to hurt me. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wash it with a little tiny bit of Dawn and water in my hand to make sure the chemicals are off of it. That is a thing that my that Barb that's up above me that she suggested. Okay. All right, somewhere here I have a towel. And she says she's never had any problems. Okay, there. But we're going to find one that we can show you detail with because that didn't work out so well. But it did make it clean. All right, let's try this. And we'll go back to this one and see. Now, this one might be even. Yeah, it's dry. So let's try this one. And I am going to still do this because this is a smaller ink pad. It's just easier. Oh, yeah. Now look at the little crisp outlines on that. All right. So we'll put that right there. And this was pink, too. I must have used it on something. There we go. You hear how it sticks to the paper. Now, I'm going to take this. We're just going to use Stays On cleaner. Hi, Debbie Ham. Aw, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here. I didn't get a chance to ask you this morning how you're feeling. So you see how it kind of already, the ink is just kind of melting away. Now, sometimes your top looks like that. So usually I have a paper towel. I just do this and dab it off. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. So there. So with her stamps, that's what I would recommend doing too. I would recommend if you wanted the Stays On to use it, the Stays On cleaner, and you can buy it at any of your big box stores. Stampin' Up does have it, but then wash this off, wash the chemicals off with, like I say, I just have a little bit of Dawn over here, but if I didn't, I would just use my hand soap. Because I have a kitchen sink down here. I just wash it in my hand. Or if you're not going to be using that stamp again for a while, just have a cup of soapy water over here and just throw your stamps, these clear stamps you can do that with. I wouldn't do it with these kind because this is adhered to that. The red rubbers adhere to this foam. And I don't know, it would probably be okay, but I still wouldn't do it. But see, it's fine. So, any questions? Shauna! Hello, hello, hello. Debbie, did you tell me how you're feeling? And of course, Stays On, you can buy at your big box stores. Stampin' Up has it also. So, I don't want that in there. Oh, good. You start chemo again tomorrow. Well, we'll be praying that you feel well during it. All right. Any questions? And if you need to email me with questions, you can. pennypudgestamps@gmail.com. Okay. What about the red rubber stamps? Some of them don't stamp good for me. Okay, Debbie, with the red rubber, here, let's just put this on here. So I just stamped this image with her. Now, what I do with my new stamps usually, there's many things. It depends on who you talk to. I just have some old fine emery boards, and I just, not hard, I just rub it across here, just like that, because sometimes there's a film on it when they're new, and that's why they don't stamp good. I almost always, and you guys will know if you're around, that when I stamp, I usually have a scrap piece of paper next to me, and I'll stamp on it first, and then stamp on what I want to stamp on. What we're doing today, I probably won't do that, but like when I'm making cards. So, and do you clean your stamps regularly, Debbie, or not? So there you go. So now we were talking about the StazOn cleaner. And see, the wipes I get are from Costco. They don't leave the lint. And they take most of this off. It's not going to take it all off, but. So what I do is I just put the StazOn on there, and you'll watch it melt away. It just kind of melts away. Okay. And I don't think I still got any. This you just push down if you're not getting any out. Put that back on there. Ooh, that stuff stinks. Okay. And then I go and I wash it off. The chemical. Not so much like you have to on the red one, but on your clear ones you really should, so they don't break down. Chiquita, that's why I rinse it off. It's made to use on red rubber, but they still suggest to rinse it off. And what I found out today is if you use it on even your photopolymer, which is Stampin' Up's. I don't know what Creative Expressions uses, but if you just rinse it off afterwards, I'm sure you can do it in warm water. I just have Dawn sitting here, so I just rinse it off with that. And like I said, you can even have a cup of warm water over there with a little soap in it. You can throw it in. Okay? So it makes a lot more sense to me because you hear so many different sides of what you can use and what you can't use. And okay, so hopefully that'll help with the problem of your stamp not stamping well. Now, if your red rubber is on foam, you usually don't need anything underneath it. When I used to have my classes, I would use a catalog or let me show you. I would use because my table wasn't completely level, so I would use a catalog and stamp on it. Okay, put my project here and stamp on it. And always remind them that, remember, if you're on the edge, don't stamp there. It won't work. But this way they had a little bit more cushion. and because my tabletop was uneven, that would help. The other thing, this one's, you see a lot of wear on it. Just a little piece of, it's plastic covered here, but very thin foam. Somebody gave me these. Sometimes we would just use those too. So you can tell you don't need that much. But usually the cushion that's on here is enough. But if you have an uneven surface area, that helps. Okay? Okay. Now, let me show you some of the things I was doing. Now, I have, where is it? I think the gremlins came again. Oh, it's right here. So I got this from Lindy Kay and Sean. I think Sean made it. This was mine. I put this on here. So I'm doing a thankful journal for November and December, right? This I had made, and I knocked off my little dots. This I had made. I found it in that one stamp set, so I just stuck it in here for a journal spot. So anyways, I am going to just, I wonder if my husband's up there. Somebody's knocking on the door. Hang on. Oh, he's got it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to journal in here. And I journaled, well, this morning, but it was from yesterday. And I wanted this stamp specifically, right? These are the colors I got to use, some fall colors. I didn't mean to get this one, but it's a fall color, but I don't know that I would use it for this. Oh, good. Yes. Oh, okay. So JMac, what some of us did, let me find one. Oh, I have one right here. So Stampin' Up stamps used to come on, oh, this isn't a good example though, because they put foam on here. Okay. Let me just grab one. Okay, so come on wooden blocks like this, remember? And now it comes like this. So what a lot of us did was take this and put it in the microwave just for a couple seconds. And then this would peel off of the block and you would be left with that, okay? Which was save so much space. Now, some of them, this got ruined when it was peeling off. So you just have the red rubber. And that's especially when you need the foam underneath it. Even if you had a notebook like this underneath it, it would work well. Okay. Yes. Oh, Chiquita, you should have been in my classes. Always said you don't mess anything up. We don't mess things up. Okay, this is not that person. I mean, it's my thoughts, but if you read it, I don't care. So what I thought is on this day, I would write first, right? Tap, tap. Here's what I was talking about. Tap, tap. Can you hear it? This is a cushiony stamp, so if you press hard into it, you're more apt to get ink into the stamp, and that's where you get smeary things. So anyways, I just think I want her, I want her down here. No, yes, I do. Okay. And then when I finish journaling from yesterday, I can just go down around her. Okay. But now, this is going to be for today. This is what I wanted to try. a couple different things. I do have paper here, I promise you. But I wanted to stamp on here first just so I could show you something. Hello, Janet Nash, my friend. So this is how Stampin' Up! Stamps come. Most people take them out of here and throw this part away. I for years have kept it like this. Okay. Now these newer ones have, well here, we'll just put this one on. I know I've showed this before. Here's one of the stamps. It don't have one of these, right? So there it is. Here's your little protective covering. So this side is sticky. And here is, it says you're too kind. Okay, why is this way? So that's not going to work. It's this way. So I'm going to take this off. Just the, most of the time this is, yes, see, where you only take part of it off. So that is, that goes this way. Yep. So I have a nice flat surface. I'm going to put this down on that. So what I laid it on is sticky too. So then I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. So we still have this on here. Okay. I'm going to, it's very strong glue. Straighten it out a little bit. Okay. So then I'm holding my finger here, my thumb, because when you flip this back to remove this, you don't want it sticking onto your stamp. You'll never get it off. Okay. So there's that. This I'm throwing away now because, no, I'm not. I have two more little ones. So then you just, this is sticky. The old ones were never sticky. You had to use tape or something to keep them on there. But see, it stays on. And they recommend that you don't leave this on your acrylic block for a long time because it will be hard to remove. That was hard for me because I often left stuff on there. Okay. Well, and I am not a professional. It's just like I said, I don't know what kind of material creative expression stamps are made out of. And I don't know what their recommendation is. So I would ask them. But a lot of people do think that if you use the Stays On Cleaner, when you use Stays On ink on your photopolymer stamps. These are photopolymer. I don't know what creative expressions are because we're talking about Lorna's stamps Lorna Taylor. These, that it would ruin them. Well, Barbara, who is above me, my supervisor, she's done it forever. I've done it forever. I have had no ill effects. I do have stamps that, like were hand-me-downs to me or something that are, sticky. And it's like, why are they that way? Well, some people blame it on Stays On. I have no idea whether they had cleaned those with Stays On or if it was just a cheaper material that they used and it would have eventually broke down anyways. So what I recommend is go ahead, if you're using Stays On ink, you can use your Stays On cleaner, but then as soon as you wipe it all off, you could go to the sink or have a cup of water, soapy water, and wash it off, the chemicals from this off on there. Okay. I think the ink smells worse than the cleaner, the Stays On ink. That's me. Okay. So I put in my description box the stamps that I am using. So this is what I thought. So let's go ahead and clean this real quick again. I'm just going to put it on here because it's just a little bit easier. And if you'll see the stays on just kind of melt away, right? The ink. And I'm going to wipe it with my Costco brand Kirkland baby wipes. It does not leave the fibers on it like so many of the baby wipes do. Then I'm going to take it to the sink, wash, put a drop of Dawn on it, wash it off, wash those chemicals off. And if you're sensitive to chemicals, you should probably not be using either the Stays On or the Stays On cleaner. Because, like I said, I think the Stays On ink stinks worse than the cleaner. Okay. There. Oh, let's get rid of this YouTube TV thing. All right, so now what I'm going to do, let me put this away. This is the In the Moment stamp set with that girl. And what I want to do, so I'll finish writing here, and I'll just write around there. I am really bad about keeping a journal. I make them. I used to write in them all the time. I'm not as good at it. So I thought, you know what? I got this from my brain just went dead. You know who? I just told you. Sean and yeah. Lindy. Oh my goodness. Thank you, J-Mac. No, I'm not going to go take a nap. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm just going to use it. I like it. It has nice deep pockets. Not Stampin' Up paper, but you know what? That's okay. So now I'm going to take this stamp right here. I just want to show you. I did this in my demonstration earlier. This, and I want that. And do you remember the masking technique we used to do with stamps, you guys? Raise your hand if you remember. I did it right here, and we're going to do it again. I did it right there. Put this on here, okay? Because this was mine, this part. But I thought, even though this is just notebook paper, I am going to fancy it up for a journal, right? And what color do I want? I think I want to use copper clay. I didn't put colors in my description box. Okay, tap, tap, tap. I am going to turn it over and do it this way. Tap, tap, tap. Now, I could be brave. I could just put this directly on here. And I almost tempted to because I can always cover it up. I could use gesso on it. I could just put a piece of paper across it. But I'm going to go ahead and use my scrap paper. Now, if you see right here, some of you may have found this with your stamps. You see the shadow right there? Right on the edge. Now, if you press that down hard, you are going to leave a little mark right there. Fine, it's not a big deal. If you don't want it, you can do two things. You probably do more, but two things. You take your wipe that off of there. Don't press down super hard. The other thing you could do is go in here with your scissors and trim that down a little bit, and then you probably won't be getting that shadow. Okay. So I want this right here. Ta-da! This stamp set is called Quiet Meadow. It does have dies that goes with it. Now, what I want to do, I cut out a mask. So what I did was stamp this on a piece of paper, and then I just trimmed around it. The other thing you could do, that's not it, is, I don't see, if you had a die, you could stamp it and cut it out with a die, and that should suffice too, right? So this is going to go right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Some people would use a low tack tape and leave it on there, but not me, because I never have that much time, or don't take that much time. So now, is this what I did on the front? Because I want to do something different. Yes, this is what I did on the front. I love the stamp set. I've done that all day, Penny. No words today. Okay. That's okay too, right? So let's take those little dots, which look like little ink dots, right? And I want to do them in a different color. I don't want, I used Pebble Path. So I think I want to use, I want to use a little Cajun Craze. So this is sticky, remember? The other thing I'm going to put it like that because it doesn't matter. They recommend is not to leave these out of the cases. Like, especially if you have pets. The dander and the hair will cling to this because it's so, see how sticky it is? So they recommend putting it back. Okay, let's do this. There. Now, remember, I want this covered up. I'm just going to hold it there. I think I want this here. And then I want a little bit. This one a little bit. There. A little bit there. And I didn't re-ink it, okay? Now I'm going to clean it. Okay, and then we'll use another color. Oh, let's use the wild wheat. So these are Stampin' Up's in colors for 23 and 24. So after 2024, they will be discontinued unless they keep one or two of the colors. Occasionally they do that. So now I want to make sure that's on there again. Okay. So then when I do my journaling in here, I can write into the, I smeared right there. I don't care. I can write into the dots or not into the dots. And do you see what I did right there? Janet, I hope all's well with you. Right here. Oh, and right there now too. I left a shadow. So I didn't look at my, right there. You see the shadow on that ink or on that stamp? So I have a huge supply of butterflies or a die cut or whatever, right? This is not the huge supply. This is just a few. Whoops. So that shadow, I'm just going to put this butterfly on. Okay. And then where I smeared it, it don't bother me. It's fine. But I would put a tiny one there. My tiny ones aren't in here. Tiny butterfly. Oh, here they are. And I would use my pokey tool, but I don't have it. So, tiny butterflies. Let me see. Turquoise is my favorite, so we're going to just put that one there. And see, this is what I like to do. I just don't ever spend this much time doing it. We were supposed to have little guy today for a few hours this afternoon, and they're not feeling well, so there. We didn't have him, so that's fine. And I work tomorrow. Tammy, I work tomorrow till 3. So I'll get all the rest of my stuff marked to take in for my booth, and putting this away, putting the butterflies away. Okay. This is my ice pick. I'm hoping it will. Oh, no. Well, good enough. So it's a good thing I looked at the schedule, because I thought, oh, this is a new month. I should look at the schedule. Yep. Sure enough. Okay. There. I like that. Do you guys like that? Thank you. It is a pretty stamp. So that is done, and I'm going to just wipe this off with my Costco baby wipes, Kirkland brand. And put these away. So now when I journal about today, I can just go on down the page, but I already have a little decoration there. Okay. So I probably will tear a few sheets out of here as I go along. But this is my thankful journal. So every day I need to write something I'm thankful for. And so this says with thankfulness. That was another little stamp. Let me see which one it's in. It must be that's thankfulness. Well, I'm thankful. It must be this one. Nope. Oh, probably right here. Nope. With thankfulness. With thankfulness. Okay, well, I didn't write that, so I know I have a stamp for it. So funny. I'll find it. It can't be far away. So then that is going back in there. And so is this one. Well, I've done different things throughout the years. I have 2 jars upstairs from a couple years ago that every time I was thankful for something this time of year, I would write on a strip of paper and put from one jar into the other. So but I'm thinking I should go get those and stick on some of these pages because I was going to throw them away. Oh, right here. No, this one says, I'm so thankful. So I'll have to use that. And that one says, with thankfulness. No, it doesn't. It says, with a grateful heart. Well, that makes all the difference in the world, right, guys? Right here. It's right there. It's on this autumn leaves one. Thank you, J-Mac. 20 minutes later, I put my glasses on and look at it. Oh, you're awesome. Oh. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing, but what I want. And so I thought this, I could just stick journal cards in. And then when I wanted to put it on a page, I could. And then there's this pocket too. And I'm more apt to write in this and to maybe even do a little watercolor than I am a journal. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. It's just me. I have finally discovered that about myself. Yes. So I will do it for this month through Thanksgiving. I didn't decorate it, Janet. This came from Lindy Kay and Sean. And I think Sean decorated it. But then I put this little thing on here and that. Yeah, and I love the colors. And I was going to give it away, but I kept it. I kept it. So Debbie, just a cheap, fine emery board works wonders for those stamps. And I think somebody else was saying, yeah, that one's really been used a lot. It has ink on it. Somebody was saying a white eraser works also. Yes, they did decorate it very nicely. So I want to go ahead and do a couple more stamps just because I want to. Because I don't have little guy and I don't have to go anywhere. So here's one that I did with that same stamp with a grateful heart. But I again used the mask. And then there was this one, which I wanted to keep and show you the shadow. I could put 3 little jewels there. I could put a bow there. I always say, you don't mess up when you're stamping. Don't I say that, Tammy? I hope you come down tomorrow, Tam. And if you don't, I understand. Yeah, I always have said that you don't mess up because we can always fix it. And it's just like on that one that I did earlier. I did it in my first live this morning. Let me see if it's here. I got the wording on it crooked. So what can I do? What can I do? I turned it over and redid it on the other side. And if I want to use it for a journal spot, I can just put a piece of paper on the back of it to journal on. Or I can leave it as is and glue it onto a page. Nobody's going to see the back of it. Or I could use it for a pocket. Right? Right. Yeah, I don't see it, but that's why I kept it, because that's what I'm doing with it. It's not like, yeah, see, I always say that. Okay, now I love this one, Dainty Delight. I have suspicion, I don't know, and it may not be true, but because this has been around for a while, it may get discontinued. They had paper that went with it when it first came out, and I love it. I love the very fine botanical feeling of those. So we're going to just stamp a few of these. When do I go into the shop? I go 10 to 3, because then Terry and Sunny come in on Fridays at 3. Because then they do things, you know, especially now. They've got it decorated for Christmas, so be prepared. Just saying. I haven't seen it yet. I was going to go in today and take some stuff down, but now that I'm working tomorrow, you know what? I am just going to, I want this one too. I am just going to wait till then, but I have a bunch of stuff to take in. And she had asked for us to bring stuff in earlier, and I spaced it. So it's all good. It's all good. This is Stampin' Up cardstock. It has, it stamps beautifully. I can't even tell you or explain to you, and I don't even know if you could see it. Okay, this is a piece, the back of a piece of paper. It's not Stampin' Up. So let's just compare. What color do we want? I kind of like, let's do copper clay. Chiquita, that's why you order it as a bundle, but that's probably not that. I love you. That probably isn't a bundle because it's been around for a while. Usually they're just bundled, and then you get 10% off with the stamp and the die the first year. Yeah, and you know, I sold a bunch of my stamps. Everybody kept saying, oh, those are cheap. Well, they're not cheap if they're sitting here and I'm not using them, because I have my new ones. I know it's hard to let me go of some. It's hard to let go of some of them. Okay, so this is just regular old paper, right? So I'm stamping. I'm not pressing super hard on this, but I'm letting it sit for a few seconds just so the paper can absorb the ink. There you go. Pretty. It's very pretty, right? But now I'm going to do it again. Tap, tap, tap on my, or if you were doing it this way, you tap, 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 because this is a spongy surface. It's not like the old Stampin' Up dies that were hard and you did kind of have to pound them. Okay, now I'm getting that shadow off of there. I hope. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp on here. I'm letting it set for a second or two. And I'm going to pull it up. Now they're both beautiful, but for some reason you probably don't see it on camera. Okay, so there's that one. It just looks so good on Stampin' Up paper. See, that looks good too. I don't even know how to explain it, but there's something in the paper that makes it just look beautiful. Pearl! Yay! I don't work, I just sell some paper. Oh. Hi, everyone. Resting for a bit before I find more place to put things. I hope you have plenty of room. If not, Pearl, you just need to have a sale. Just kidding. Oh, Pearl, it's such a load of work. Lots of time. I bet you are exhausted. Yes, they do, J-Mac. Quality materials make a difference. And the thing about it is, as you know, Chiquita, is that being a demonstrator, I get a discount. So that's one reason why I stay a demonstrator, because I get the discount. And I also can pre-order things when new catalogs are coming, but a lot of things they don't tell us ahead of time, which I know aggravates some customers, but if we don't know it, we don't know it. Sometimes we don't know it till a few hours before you guys know it, and sometimes we don't know it till you know it. And of course, I suppose if you're a supervisor and above, I suppose some of those things you would know, but I don't. Okay, if any of you have any questions, like say they're going to discontinue something, or say one perfect example, Chiquita, is free shipping day. Do you know when I know it's free shipping day? Almost right when the regular customers know it's free shipping day. And it's only like once a year. And it's not the same day every year. So it's things like that not, and it's nothing deceitful on their part. They just, that's how it is. I mean, I suppose if the demonstrators knew and we told all our customers, hey, in 2 weeks it's free shipping day, don't buy anything until then. I guess I'm answering the question you just asked. Then for 2 weeks, people aren't putting in orders. So then they're paying shipping for all the stuff people have saved up for. So I suppose that's why. I don't know. I've never asked. But that would be an example in my mind, you see. Okay, I should use a different color. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Pearl says, lots of sales coming soon. Found so many things I had put aside and forgot about. Chiquita says, Penny, we moved 4 years ago and still have not fully unpacked. Well, then, Chiquita, I could say you don't need it, but I'm not going to say that, because I find things. I've lived here for 32 years, and I still find things. Not that they weren't unpacked. They were unpacked and then put in a box somewhere else. Oh. Hi, Maria. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I know. I have got to be strict about things because I'm going to finish up my stuff to take to the shop tomorrow. And then I have to get rid of at least one bag full of things. Maria, who told you about us? Janet? Maybe Janet? Okay, now this is called Wild Wheat. And if you guys remember the mostly mustard, more mustard, and it's not even close to that because I still have that. But that was always one of my all-time favorite colors. But this is kind of the gold tone. Okay, here we go. I wonder, I should have cut out, here, we'll use one of these instead of the little ones. I want to do it over here, though. I have a reason. Ah, it looks green there. It probably does have a green tinge to it. And so see, right away I wipe it off. And I need a new one. It's kind of bad. Now, some people I know, I'm not mentioning any names, would use that in a journal. There was a time I would, but at this point of my life, no. Not until I get my stuff gone through. Oh, good, Maria. I'm glad you did too. Welcome, welcome. We have several people from the UK who come in. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands. Do you see why? Just because I want to do something with this, but I want to have clean hands before I touch that light colored paper. Yeah, I was going to call and get me an appointment to get a pedicure tomorrow, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I looked at my schedule first. Okay, hang on. Chiquita says, okay, first Maria says, hi J Mac. It's been fine, but we have storm Syrian to watch out for. That's not good. And Chiquita says, I have seen this stamp, not with red rubber, but photo polymer stamp. Is that good? Yes. The photopolymer that Stampin' Up has is good. They're good. And like I was saying earlier, if you do use StazOn ink, because you want to watercolor it or something, if you use your StazOn ink and want to use your StazOn cleaner, it's fine on the photopolymer of Stampin' Up's. I would check with the company who made the stamp if you're unsure. But most of them, if they're made well, like Creative Expressions, I would suspect they are very well made. But some of them will say, no, don't use it because it'll turn it gummy and gooey. But if you use your cleaner on it, wipe it off good, and then go rinse off the solvent, I think you should be fine. Maria, my family are at Gatwick flight, just taking off. I am glad the storm didn't affect it. Oh, okay, Janet. We need to be praying for everybody then. Janet, you're brave. Where are you off to? Okay, there's that. Now, what do I want? I think I'm going to go back to, now I listed several of these stamp sets in my description box. I didn't put any colors or anything like that. All I did was the stamps. If there's still a bundle, I put that in there. Maria, I am at home, but my two boys are just flying to New Zealand. Okay, here, I want texture, so I want this. I want this on here. But I want to show you I'll show you how I do my mask. That's not tall enough. Oh, here's the other one, you guys. Oh, no, these are the ones I had. I might round up that other one yet. Here, we'll put it on here. And it doesn't matter what color you do it in, just a color you can see. So here I go. I'm going to tap, tap, tap like this. These are not stays-on inks, so they're easy enough to wipe off, which I am kind of surprised that this stays-on wiped off as easily with my wipes from Costco. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Lift it off. I'm just going to wipe it. And I go both directions just to make sure I get into those little nooks and crannies. Try not to leave it on your acrylic block because it might be hard to remove it if it stays on there for too long. Okay, then, okay, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to start with these big scissors. I am just going to, let me clean some of that. I'm a newbie and I have just purchased my first embossing powder so I can stamp wood slices for Christmas decorations. Oh, that's fun, Maria. That will be fun. All right, so glasses are on. And yes, I'm using big scissors, but I'm comfortable enough with them. I'm just kind of going around this in an organic kind of way. Like, I don't care about getting super close or cutting every little leaf and bud out from around it. So now if I were going to cut this out and not use the die, I would do the same type of thing. And then I would cut a piece a little bit larger to put behind it just to pop it up. Maybe, probably I would. That is a good idea. Okay, so we'll just, I hope you can see this okay. And if you cut off a leaf, it's okay. I mean, if you do, you do. This is just a mask to cover this one up so I can stamp something over the top of it. So I try to keep it kind of flowing. Sometimes so I stop and read the chat. It doesn't flow very well then. I love this flower right there. I hope they turn out all right. I love the flowers. I like flowers. I wonder where Big Mama is. It always worries me. Oh, no. They say they might still be at Dear Julie Julie, but I don't think so. All right. Now I'm going to put this here. And once again, I'm not going to tape it down. If I had some really low tack tape, I could, right? So I think I will use this. Off of my hand, please. And even if you wanted to, you could always take it and do a couple more flowers on the side. See what I'm saying? So it looks like it's coming up behind it or in front of it. Okay, I'm just laying this down, seeing what direction the words are, and I'm going to put it right about there. So I did that in copper clay. Let's put this in pebble path. Oh, I figured, yeah. She comes on at 11:30 my time. So, and it is 2:32 here now. Now, see the shadow? So once again, I'm going to wipe that off, or I could trim my stamp up. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp this because it looks like I got a lot of ink in this area, right? I'm going to stamp it off. And I did get more ink there. Okay. So let's just do this tap, tap, tap gently. It's a very wet, and it is meant to look distressed, so that's fine with me. I just don't want shadow. If I get shadow, I'll put a butterfly on it again. All right, I think this is still good. Might want to move it there. I'm just going to put it right here. I want it over that way a hair. Look at that. Isn't it cool? And it would have been cool to put it underneath it too, or right over the top. But I like that. So a person could always put this here and raise it up if you wanted to. So now let's fill in some of that. I'll show you how we'll do that. I'm cleaning my stamp. This is going back in here. So you see how I basically only used a few stamps out of all of those that I brought out. Okay, we're going to use this color. We are going to put this here again. I'm going to turn this into just put some paper in it. So a little notebook. Ooh, I said I wasn't going to use that. So I think I want, let's use some of this and some of this. Oh, yeah, it's not my idea, Janet. They've done that for years, the masking technique. But it is a great idea. Okay, now that hopefully will just stay right there. And I haven't stamped this again. Now you remember how last time I smeared that because it wasn't dry? I like that. I might not do another color. And see, I can save this and use it for something else, right? In my thankful journal. I like it just like that. And so what I'll do is just put some papers in it, and I can use it as a little mini notebook. See? Thanks, Janet. Okay, I think it's time to clean up. Go see how Gus and my husband is doing. Okay. So let me move this out of the way. I love that. This, like I said, I'll use somewhere else. This I need to just do something with or restamp it on the other side. That was an acrylic block. Okay, what color are the inks? I used Pebbled Path. You want an item number? It's 161648. So that's what that's stamped in. That's what this is stamped in. Then I used Wild Wheat. Thank you, Janet. I'm glad you did too. I need to get over to your house. 161651 is Wild Wheat. That is this color right here. I used Copper Clay, and it is 161647. This is Copper Clay. That's Copper Clay. I think I used Cajun Craze on here. So Cajun Craze is another one. And it is, this may not be the number, 126965. Because it's an older one, but usually they don't change them. Let me show you the other two that are part of the 2324 Stampin' Up in colors. It's Moody Mauve and it's Boho Blue. So those will be here the rest of this year and all of 2024. But I think, let me grab my catalog. It's right here. I think you can get those together. Because usually when they come out with an in color like that, you can, just so you can add to your colors, your ink pads. Okay. Somewhere. Okay, in colors. Classic stamping. You have your stamping blend, your classic stamping ink refill, your classic stamping pad, and your cardstock. So let me just keep looking here. And I'm not looking at chat yet. Right here. Color, new core colors. Nope, those are the, okay, in colors. Okay, you can get a multiple colored pack of, yes, of the papers. So these were some of the colors we used in the papers, okay, of the inks. So the stamp pads are, for those 5 pads is $40.50 for 5 pads, one of each color. So let's look and see. Usually a stamping pad is $9, so it's not $8. It's the same price, but at least you can just order that, or you can order whatever color you like. Okay, hey, I'll tell you, hang on. What color inks again, please? Glad to catch you in Friends Like. Look at you girls. Pebbled Path, 161648. You're right. Wild Wheat, 161651. Copper, look at you. I'm not even going to keep going. Okay, Moody Mauve and Blue. Okay, Moody Mauve Okay, and then there's the copper clay. Okay. A Moody Mauve is number 161649. That's that one. And then the Boho Blue is 161650. If you're going to order from me, I do have a host code. You go to pennypudge.stampinup.net. That is my 24/7 store. If you already have your own Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please order through them. But if they will ask you for a host code if you go to my store, and the host code is the YZM943TN. J Mac, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Bye, Tam. Love you. And I'm going to go too. I'm going to go check on the dog and my honey, and host code for a penny. I could put it in, couldn't I? Control C. Right here. There's the host code. And it's here. So, yeah, that was an after. So I hit my knee on the table, and it was like an earthquake later. But if you guys have any questions, just either email me at pennypudgestamps@gmail.com or get a hold of me on my regular Penny Pudge Facebook page, because I've kind of not been good about keeping up my Facebook page for Stampin' Up. It's been like forever. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, J Mac. I'm going to rewind and watch. Maria, you're welcome to come back anytime. I do a 6:30 a.m. Mountain Time, which would be such a weird time for you, on Thursday mornings, and then I do the 1:15 p.m. Mountain Time on Thursday afternoons. Yes, Janet, I hope your boys have a wonderful trip. Pearlie, we're thinking of you, praying for your strength, just so that you can get it done, what needs to be done. So be a blessing to someone today. And I appreciate each and every one of you coming in and being here. And I'm sure I will see you at different places throughout the week. Thank you, Maria. We love that you were here. Well, I'm still praying, friend. For you, those of you who don't know, Pearl has just moved, and it is, I can't even imagine. Hugs, J Mac. Hugs to all of you. Love you all. You come back for the replay and have any questions, please just get a hold of me. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.